also with the new technologies that are out there. So we form relationships with vendors.
Ask the question in regards to that a little. So what do you think?
Hi, my name is Emily Miranda. Welcome to the CMS podcast. Today we'll be interviewing you. Can you guys introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Fernanda, and we're going to be doing a podcast today.
I'm Abigail Thompson. I'm a digital learning coach here at Kansas City Public Schools. And who do we have joining us on the call?
Hey, good morning. My name is Ruben Arias. I am the CEO and founder of Beereaders.
All right, so you guys can go ahead and start.
So the first question is, where are you from?
I am from Chile, but I live in Austin, Texas since 2020.
Oh.
The second question is,
Before you go there, though, we have other guests that you need to talk to. So you need to ask them the same question.
Where are you from?
I am from Blue Springs, Missouri.
what college did both of you guys come from?
I went to Graceland University for my bachelor's, and I went to Northwest Missouri State University for my master's in Ed Specialist.
And I got my engineering degree in Chile, in the Technology University of Santiago. And then I moved to the US and I studied, it was a degree, not a degree, but a diploma in business and education, and the combination of both with Columbia Business School.
What made you become a CEO?
For Ruben.
Oh, I think it was probably, I am the CEO of my own company. So I had to start the company first. And that takes a little bit of ignorance, I would say, because you don't know how hard it is until you create something and you have to lead it and you have to manage a team and create a product and have customers. So it was ignorance, definitely. But also the passion and the love for education, the love for sharing with as many students as possible the same opportunities and privileges I had when I was a child, getting an education. So that was my motivation.
What was your guys' first job?
So my first job was working at a gym in my neighborhood, and I cleaned the workout equipment when I was 14 years old. That was my first job.
And I was hired by my mom. She had a catering company. So we cater for weddings or like big events and ceremonies. I was literally washing dishes.
Okay, so what type of degrees do you need?
To become a CEO and to become a teacher.
All right, I'll speak first. Okay, go ahead, Ruben. Go ahead. What do we need to be a CEO?
I would say ideally a combination of something like very specifically related to the industry you're working on. Say if you're in education, ideally a degree in education that helps with the technical part, and then something related with business. So, a little bit of finance, a little bit of operations, a little bit of management, leadership. So ideally both, but it's a hard combination because you don't have the time to learn so many things in your career.
And to be a teacher, you'll need a 4-year degree from a university in education. So if you're doing elementary education, you need an elementary ed. And if you're doing middle school or high school, you would get a degree within that. So like if you're teaching math, you would get the math degree that's going to be allowing you to teach math.
How do you feel about becoming a teacher?
How did I feel about becoming a teacher? I was excited for it. I loved school when I was little, so I just always thought it would be exciting to be a teacher because I loved my teachers. And now being a teacher has been really exciting and rewarding because I love to see my students every day and have them be excited about learning and learn from them as well. So it's always fun and exciting.
Yeah. Starting your career, were there any struggles?
Starting my career, was there struggles? Yeah. I think that we think that teaching is going to be easy, and then you get in there that first year, and you're like, "Ooh, I'm exhausted, I'm tired," and you have to learn as you go. So that's always part of it too. But yeah, there's definitely been struggles, but every day is definitely rewarding. How about you, Ruben? Has there been struggles?
Yeah, always. Well, I moved to the US because in my space, being an entrepreneur, it's always nice to be surrounded by like-minded people that is eager to learn from you and also teach you something. And in smaller countries where innovation and the startup life is not as usual, like in my country, it's hard to find people like that. It's hard to find investors, potential partners. Customers are way more conservative, so if you are not a big company, they don't want to do business with you because who knows who you are in the first place. So that was my first struggle for almost a decade. But then I was sure that I needed to move to the US and start my own business here, and good news is it was the right choice.
What made you become a CEO? What made you become a CEO?
Probably the combination of opportunity with the need. So when I created a team, it was pretty obvious that we needed someone who was in charge of leading us, the strategy, the way we assemble a plan to do something in business. I have like natural leadership skills that I've developed since I was your age. Um, in sports, in life, at home with my family, I've always been kind of a leader. So it was like a natural decision. But then the opportunity of also being trained by great leaders, but great CEOs. I have mentors that I've been working with since a very young age. So I think somehow I was kind of getting ready for this position.
Yeah.
I got a question.
You need to go onto the camera.
I got a question.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is a great day to be a war hawk. Here are our morning
Mr. Rice,
announcements.
we're gonna mute you for 1 second.
Today is a D-Day. Today is a D-Day. On Monday,
Okay, you need to go ahead and take it off mute.
All
How do
right.
I unmute him?
Can you hear us? All right.
Yes.
You can hear. Okay, we're
Oh,
back.
There you go.
Okay, what was your question? Come on around.
What was the struggles for being a teacher and a CEO? A CEO.
You want to start, Ruben?
Mm. Yeah. So it's there is this illusion that being the boss is like the best thing on earth. Like, oh, I'm the boss. I'm gonna be the one who calls the shots or is making every single decision. And in reality, that's very hard. So the position itself is a struggle. You deal with people that can be either your team or your customers or your vendors. You deal with the economy. You deal with big companies that provide some sort of service to you. So it's the position itself. It's a struggle. You need to be in charge of every single detail, and imagine that every person in your team is like your child or your young brother or sister, and you are in charge. So it's a lot. It's a lot.
And similar, just I think the biggest struggle is thinking that you're going to go into something and it's just going to be this wonderful time and we're all going to do fun things and learn together. And then the reality comes that, I have 30 students who all need to learn differently and I need to accommodate for how that's going to look and get to know everybody and learn everybody's different learning styles and personalities. And just getting through that and having to change who I am as a person and learn with my students. So those have been the biggest challenges.
Mm-hmm.
What is one normal day for you at your job, at your business?
Well, definitely not attending podcasts. That's not part of my natural day. Thank you for the invitation, though. It usually has probably 4 to 5 meetings with people outside the team, plus 2 to 3 meetings with people inside the team. So I'm in front of a screen most of the time, reading emails, answering emails, preparing a meeting that I have next day, or traveling 1 or 2 weeks a month.
So mine, now that I am not in the classroom anymore, looks like going around to various classrooms and working with various teachers on using technology within their classroom. So that's fun and exciting. I get to see lots of different things and really get involved with different age levels and different grade levels that I might not have seen before. So that's always fun and exciting.
Why do you feel like it's important to read in 2 languages?
Oh, wow. Because why would you do it in just one if you can do 2, 3, 4, right? So it's all about expanding your opportunities. If you speak just one language, it's like if you had a TV or a YouTube channel and you would watch only one channel all day long. On the contrary, if you have multiple options, then you can communicate with more people. You can learn more about different cultures. Tomorrow, you will want to travel the world, and you will meet people from other countries that don't speak your native language.
Yes.
The more languages you speak, the better chances you have to make friends with people from other countries. So that's one thing. Then science and research prove that being bilingual is much better, more beneficial for your overall learning capacity. So to me, that's fascinating, and that's my motivation. I always want to highlight the richness and the diversity and the multicultural diversity that the Spanish language has, and that's something that we should be proud about, that we speak 2 languages and that Spanish is our first language. That's even more exciting to me.
Yes.
What is Beereaders?
So it's we do exactly what I just described. We help kids that speak Spanish natively to have the best possible proficiency they can with their native language. So with that, students can acquire English as a second language in a much better way. So we created a digital platform that fosters a love for reading in Spanish first, and then we train and exercise the reading comprehension skills for students your age, a little younger, and a little older as well.
Which is why his program is so great for teachers, because like he was saying, when we learn to read in our native language, we have that foundation to learn our reading in our second language. So learning your second language to be bilingual, it's important to have that foundation in your native language. So with programs like his, we can ensure that all students have that.
So are you bilingual?
Am I bilingual?
Uh-huh.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
I'm
All
working on my Spanish and a little bit of Mandarin. So maybe I'll get that very soon. Yes.
How about my podcasters?
I am
Okay. All right. What language do you speak?
Spanish.
All right.
How about you?
Spanish.
Spanish as well. All right. How about Mr. Arias?
What type of languages do you speak?
Español primero,
Mhm.
and then I try with English.
Love it.
Awesome.
Did he say his Spanish?
His first language is Spanish,
So,
Yes.
primarily.
okay, is that what he said was his first language? is
First
Spanish?
Spanish, yeah.
Okay. All right.
What colleges did both of you guys go to?
I think they are.
Yeah, we did get that one. Also, I think
It's okay.
it's okay.
It's okay. It's all right. So let's keep going. Anything else that you think that you? Let's talk about literacy. I know we talked about that a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, is there any like specific books or that you're interested in to the podcasters, or would you like to ask the guests anything about books that you're interested in?
What are you guys currently reading?
I'm currently reading a book called Thinking Fast and Slow.
Okay, what's it about?
It's just like about how the brain works.
Okay, nice.
That's a very good one. I read it. It's very good.
Okay.
Did you choose that on your own?
Yes. I
Yeah.
did.
Oh, I'm impressed.
All right. Thinking fast and
Very
slow.
nice.
All right. So put that one down, guys.
How about you? What you reading?
I forgot the name.
You forgot the name? Is it fiction or nonfiction?
I think it's fiction.
Okay, that's all right. Sorry.
That's all right.
Can you remember a character or a story that you read once that changed something in your mindset on your life? Like, oh, I didn't know that, and you felt like very inspired about what you read.
When I read The Giver, it kind of like showed how we're so free in the world and we're not being controlled every day on what we wear, what we think. I thought it was a really good book.
Anything for you?
No. How about you?
You know what? So one of my favorite stories ever, and I have a student in here that I actually read this story with, is Esperanza Rising. I love to watch Esperanza's journey and her family's journey throughout that book. And I'm always just very inspired by her resiliency and her ability to overcome and things like that. So that is one of my favorite stories. And we study that here in the 5th grade. So I love to get into 5th grade rooms and hear them reading that.
Mm-hmm.
The story was sad.
It was sad, but it was
Yes.
also very,
Encouraging.
yes, encouraging is a great word.
Poor Esperanza. The uncle was crazy. Yeah.
What about you, Ruben?
Yeah, I enjoy reading nonfiction mostly these days. I'm always curious to learn something new about things not related to my field. So I'm reading about energy or solar energy or how life in Mars would be if we ever go there. But when I was a child, the book that changed my perspective was one from the Colombian author, Gabriel Garcia Marquez. You may know him. He won a Nobel Prize. And he wrote a book that for the first time, when the first time I read it, I didn't notice that the story he was telling was told in reverse. It's so beautifully created that things are happening like in a normal course of life. But then when you get to the end, you realized that the author did it in reverse. You learn what was the end since the very first page, and you didn't know. So that book, among others, won him the Nobel Prize. He's one of my favorite authors.
Nice.
What grade did you teach?
So I have taught every grade there is to teach, from kindergarten, actually pre-K, to 12th grade, but I have never taught second grade.
What?
Isn't that interesting? It's a fun fact. I've never taught second grade, so I don't know. I guess I need to go back in the classroom and teach second grade.
What's your favorite?
My favorite is fifth grade. Will always be fifth grade. I don't know why. It's just like that right before they enter into the middle school and they're becoming who they are and they're still interested in hanging out with their teacher, and it's a fun time.
Yep. I've heard a lot of teachers saying the same. They love fifth grade. It's like the end of, or the beginning of a transition, probably.
Yeah, for sure.
So we have middle school here. So when Miss Thompson walked in, she's like a rock star when she walks in, because she had
Of course.
They were in the fifth grade. They're like, oh my gosh, Miss Thompson.
It's always fun to see past students, for sure.
Any other questions? How about from our audience? You have some questions for our guest today?
I have one. Did you play any sports?
Yeah, I love tennis. That's what I play twice a week these days.
Oh.
And when I was in school, I played basketball, volleyball, and a little bit of rugby as well.
Okay.
In high school, I was on the swim team and basketball team.
Okay.
What about you? Do you play sports?
Yeah, I play volleyball and soccer.
Very cool.
Me too.
Same.
I still seem to like it.
So is there so what would we need to do in order for our kids to get a license for bee readers? What would we need to do?
Just send me an email. Who do you want to get access to?
Yeah, we have a growing Hispanic population in our district, and we want to make sure that they have all the necessary tools to read books in their native language from actually where they're from, which I think is very powerful.
Yes.
So we will definitely be reaching out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. My pleasure. So where's your Spanish from, guys?
I'm from Mexico.
Mexico.
Perfect.
We have another question coming up.
Here comes a question.
What motivated you to be a CEO?
So I think it was I wanted to be an entrepreneur. My motivation was to become an entrepreneur, to start a company in education. So I was the first person in my family that went to college, actually. I was born in a low-income family in Chile. So my mom always told me, son, you just need to do your homework, be the best student you can. You need to get scholarships because we don't have the money to send you to college. So I did so. Before graduation from engineering school, I decided to pay back to life. And I became an entrepreneur in education. So I could share, and up until today, I can share the privilege and the opportunities I had with as many kids as possible.
Yes.
And then being a CEO was, as I said before, was kind of a combination of need and opportunity.
I have a question, Ruben. Are your books with Beereaders, is that in print or is that digital, or do you have both?
It's 99% digital.
Okay.
We have some print things as well, but it's just a supplement to the reading program. It's more of a digital library with a lot of activities, a little bit of instruction, a little bit of gamification. So the experience is also engaging for kids, not just the content, but also the experience.
Yes.
Did you guys ever think you guys were gonna be here, like to the place where you guys are at right now?
Good question.
When you guys were small?
Oh, wow. I have to say yes. I definitely had dreams of this, like vivid dreams. One day I was like 20, and I woke up in my bed and I was like, why? I've never been to New York, for instance. Why am I dreaming with this? And it was not like the Spider-Man type of dreams where you are like a superhero doing some crazy things. It was me having meetings in New York or me having meetings in San Francisco. And I've never been to those places. And now I have to go twice, 3 times a year at least, because we have customers there, we have investors. So I definitely dreamt of this. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely like it.
We're gonna have to close it out. We got one more question, but the two of our two podcasters, they're superstars, so they have a field trip they have to go to. So they're gonna have to call it a day. They have an what is it?
Awesome ambition.
Awesome Ambitions field trip today. So
Very
we're
nice.
gonna have to, I know I have one person that has one more question, but I'm gonna have to let these young ladies go. Thank you so
All
much.
right, have fun on your
Thank
trip.
you for having us.
Yes, you did a great
Thank you.
job.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you. Have fun on your
Bye.
Thank you for the questions.
trip. All right, William, are you coming in?
You did great.
All right, here comes our next question.
Uh-huh.
So,
This will be our final question.
if
Okay.
you could go to any school in the world, what school would that be?
Oh, it depends, I think, on what degree you want.
It don't matter, just
Um,
any school in the world.
Okay. So then I would go somewhere I will appreciate it, where my values, my culture are reflected into the school's values and culture as well. I would definitely go to a city that offers a lot of opportunities. So if I want to work and study at the same time, or if I just want to study but then I want to stay in that city, I would definitely add that to my list. I have my preferences, but it's just like a dream. I love UT here in Austin, for instance.
You want to know for me? Well, if it's a K-12 school, I'm going to any school in KCPS because I love them all. And I think we are an awesome school district and our awesome students, awesome teachers. And if we're talking secondary education, then I am definitely going to Missouri, MU.
Very cool.
Go ahead
All right.
and end this out. William, go ahead.
It's
and
nice
and
meeting
give
you, Ruben.
Yeah, likewise.
Tell them first.
This was fun. I love the activity.
Yeah, I'm going to learn more about your program.
Excellent.
All right,
Absolutely.
well, thank you guys for joining us today for this podcast. We will see you again next Friday.
Yeah, next Friday we're going to have Mr. Marlon Stiles of the Learner Center Collaborative, and we don't know who else yet. We're not sure,
Stay tuned.
but we will be
Surprise,
reaching out to you,
surprise.
Ruben. We really appreciate you taking the time to come on the podcast
Thank you, my
this
friend.
morning. All right,
Absolutely,
you have a
my
good
friend.
one.
Yes. You as well. Take care.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.